For the last 8 months, whenever I've gone to see a movie at my local theater, they decided to show the Shazam Theory of the Gods trailer. And this trailer sucks. I'm not even going to mince words. I now don't want to go see this movie because of the sheer number of times I've seen this bad trailer. I saw Puss in Boots: The Last Wish in theaters twice and had to sit through this trailer before it each time. And it's predicated by good trailers. Like, the Spider-Verse trailer is great, so why do some movie trailers suck now while others are fantastic? And when did movie trailers get good in the first place? And more importantly, why? I've always been interested in movie trailers. I think it's partially because my body is a natural hype machine which continually wants to get excited about things, but more recently I think it's due to the art of it all. Think, you have to make something that will make people want to see the movie that you've made, all while not giving away too much because then they don't want to see it anymore. Well, that's the mantra for a lot of new movie trailers. Older movie trailers gave away almost everything. But what changed? Well, a lot changed, but to fully understand what happened, we have to go back to the beginning. Well, a beginning. And luckily, there's a franchise where we can easily look at the growth of movie trailers over time and the three distinct eras of blockbuster movie trailers. And that franchise is Star Wars. Because the 9 mainline Star Wars movies' release dates being spread across 41 years, it can be used as an incredible case study for multiple things, including use of practical effects, CGI environments, how fight choreography has changed and grown, and so many other things. In this case, however, we'll just be looking at the trailers and how different each of the 3 eras of blockbuster movie trailers are. And I want to emphasize here that what I'm saying applies to blockbuster trailers. Family movies and kids movies have always had their own style of writing, editing, pacing, and their own history that we don't have time to get into today. But we'll be starting our journey with the original trilogy and the first trailer for A New Hope, releasing in December of 1976. I am so surprised that the Empire Strikes Back trailer doesn't reveal that Vader is Luke's father. Spoilers, I guess, for The Empire Strikes Back, and also one of the most well-known twists of all time, which is probably older than most people watching this video. This trailer's crazy. It highlights so many things that most modern blockbuster trailers don't, naming actors by name with a narrator, and then giving a whole IMDb summary of the movie. And throughout the whole thing, you kind of feel like you've watched most of the movie. This style of trailer has obviously fallen out of fashion. We don't have many trailers anymore with narrators giving you a synopsis, or even more of the plot. And when it comes to the amount of the movie shown, the first shot of this trailer is the medal ceremony at the end of A New Hope. They aren't really leaving much to the imagination here, which kind of makes sense. Star Wars was a new franchise, they had to explain what was going on. We don't see that now, partially because of the lack of massive new franchises, and partially because of fan speculation, which, trust me, we'll get to later. These trailers have a reason to be like this, though. There was no internet hype machine to keep cranking out buzz about these movies. You got 2.5 to 3 minutes to sell the viewer on your movie before another movie started. It had to be memorable, so show action shots or introduce the stars. But what really gets me with these trailers is the energy of no mysteries allowed. So much gets shown, and while some modern trailers still have that no mysteries allowed attitude, like Dog or Plane are the first ones to come to my mind, the editing on these trailers versus modern day trailers doesn't have you remembering the shots you saw. But we'll talk about that when we get there. The other big thing that we see that doesn't really exist anymore with the blockbuster is the narration by this omniscient third-person narrator. What we see more often are the word cards, like we see at the beginning of the trailers for the prequel trilogy. The opening of the Phantom Menace trailer is like a prophecy for what trailers would look like in the future. We have the words and then vague shots before just everything gets spoiled. The worst offender of this is the Revenge of the Sith trailer. If you haven't watched it, go watch the Revenge of the Sith trailer and then come back and watch this video. Because it's shocking. The only thing that we don't learn is that, Padme's pregnant. Spoilers for a movie that's older than my brother, by the way. But this trailer shows everything. We get the Battle of Mustafar. We get the Palpatine twist. We get Order 66. We get Vader in the suit. He shows up in the suit. The second to last shot of the movie is here. It amazes me that trailers like this still get made, because they do. It's mainly for, family movies or animated kids movies, but movies like A Man Called Otto, while having some modern trailer flares like word cards and character narration, they also just show 90% of the movie, it feels like. And I know that A Man Called Otto isn't this huge epic of reveals, but I feel like you can get the point across without showing, the whole plot of the movie. But even The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal, which is a more action-y blockbuster-like movie, is still in a kind of era 2.5, where it shows a lot of the movie while still leaving some to the imagination and the speculation of the audience, which, once again, we will get to. And I want to say, I don't think that there's anything wrong with this era 2.5 of trailers. I think they work really well for a lot of movies, especially horror movies where you want to leave some mysteries for the audience while also being upfront about what your movie contains. It's smart and it works well for most movies. But the Star Wars sequel films aren't most movies. I know at the beginning of this video I said that I was interested in movie trailers. I'm afraid that was a lie. I'm actually obsessed with movie trailers. The trailers for the sequel trilogy of Star Wars films are masterpieces. I do not care about your opinion on The Last Jedi. It is the best trailer in the saga, and The Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker are second and third, respectively. But this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who's seen them. The Force Awakens trailer had probably the most pressure of any trailer ever on it, and the other two are also high on that list. The Force Awakens trailer perfectly encapsulates the new trailer era, with character narration, god-tier music, and word cards, and then it incorporates the mystery of modern trailers magically, showing just enough of the third act to make it memorable, but cutting away quick enough that you don't remember the scenes, and not showing enough that people are predicting what happens at the end. The Last Jedi trailer clears, which is obvious if you've seen it. It's simply one-upping everything about the Force Awakens trailer, and then the Rise of Skywalker trailer is the perfect trailer for a movie to wrap up a saga with arguably the best music of the three trailers. But what happened? What caused trailers to change so drastically, especially in the last 15 years, that trailer reveals are now this incredibly exciting thing that get talked about and hyped up for months? Where trailers have trailers, and trailers premiere on Monday Night Football and get dissected and... Oh, it's right behind me, isn't it? Okay. I'm not here to debate the quality of the MCU or the effects it's had on movies and cinema as a whole. I just want to talk about trailers. Cool? Cool. Starting at the beginning, the trailer for the first Iron Man is interesting because it exists in this weird area between eras 2 and 3, but it isn't quite 2.5. You know, like how growth happens. It includes so many more extended sequences, and while a lot of the trailers show off early scenes in the movies, it also shows off the villains way more. Overall, the early MCU had its own genre of trailer for a while, which showed quite a bit of the movie, usually into the third act, but still nowhere near as much as the second era did. And this can all be credited to one thing. Fan speculation about plots and characters really opened up with the MCU. YouTubers who talked about comic books suddenly had job security for the foreseeable future, and as the MCU's popularity grew, so did theirs. Articles started coming out, 10 things you missed in the Thor trailer, or 5 Easter eggs in the teaser for Captain America the First Avenger. And as the MCU continued through Avengers, it became more and more mainstream. The Avengers trailer is the first trailer in the MCU to show semblances of what would eventually happen to trailers, but it still has that here's a relevant pop song from a lot of trailers from this time. We'll get to like pop song remixes, those are different, I promise. The first phase of the MCU shows us where trailers were at the start of it and their initial growth, and phase 2 starts by showing us where they're going. It's kind of poetic in a way. The trailer for Iron Man 3 is full of modern trailer motifs, and can be pointed at as the first turning point for trailers in the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy's first trailer can be pointed out as the second. It was the first trailer in the MCU to grab an older song and remix it with modern trailer elements. Okay, so I know that the Iron Man trailer used the song Iron Man, but it doesn't have a lot of the same like modern trailer, like flair and elements to that, so it doesn't count. But the one trailer that didn't just affect the MCU, but started a trend with other franchises and movies, was Age of Ultron. This trailer was hyped up as an event, and it is the best trailer in the MCU up to this point. No pop music, just a trailer full of a monologue that isn't in the actual movie. This can all be credited to that aforementioned fan speculation. It was, and still is, a career to guess what was going to happen in the MCU next. So in response, Marvel made their trailers more vague and dramatic. Trailers were now an event. They were a career maker for people online, and as more and more people started speculating on trailers, more and more people started guessing things right. So Marvel did something, the ethics of which are still kind of up for debate. And it's not the VFX crunch stuff. I lied to you again. There are 4 eras. Thor's missing eye in Ragnarok, Hulk in Infinity War, Infinity Stone count in Infinity War. As the MCU got more popular, the trailers were gone through with a fine-tooth comb. The list of 10 Easter eggs grew to 20, grew to like 173. Frame-by-frame analysis was happening on every release, not just the big ones. So Marvel started changing things in the trailers. They took Spider-Man out of No Way Home, Stormbreaker was taken out of Infinity War, and Spider-Man was removed from Civil War. In response to fan speculation, they permanently changed their trailers. People created careers out of going through the trailers and finding everything they could, so Marvel straight up removed the things they could find. And now we have a whole genre of music that is movie trailer pop music. Dramatic bums inspired by Inception alongside pop music, new and old. Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road got remixed to the Ant-Man 3 trailer, Kid Cudi's Day and Night in Moon Knight, and The Weeknd's Blinding Light in Miss Marvel. The Mario theme got a movie trailer remix, and it's great. But what's happening? Have we lost our way? Have movie trailers just become a remember this song you like? Well, here isn't a trailer. Now watch our show or movie, and the scene you're watching right now might not be in it. I don't know. I don't. When I started writing this video, I just wanted to share my love of movie trailers. And I do love movie trailers, even if I think some studios are regressing with them. Cough, cough. Shazam 2, cough, cough. The Guardians of the Galaxy trailer using 70 songs works, because those songs have a tie-in to the movies. But as good as the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road remix is, why is it there? I saw Quantumania, so spoilers, I guess, until this time code. It does work. The song is about coming down from fame. That's kind of Scott's arc in this movie, but it's muddled alongside a lot of other things. I mean, you can't be too mad. Like, the song sounds really good in the trailer, but it doesn't completely fit with like the main themes of the movie. It just kind of fits with like parts of the movie. For songs that for sure don't work though, look at the Shazam trailers. These are prime examples of this is a song we could make into a movie trailer remix. And then they just threw it onto whatever DC movie was coming out. Day and Night and Blinding Lights at least have some sort of tie-in or meaning to the media they're attached to. But I think trailers are at their best when they don't use pop songs just for the recognizable aspect of it. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure if I ever make a movie and release a trailer with a pop song in it, this clip will get used against me in the future. But I think it can be done right. So use the end of this clip too when I say that it can be done well. Thanks. But are we set for a regression when it comes to movie trailer quality? Am I condemned for eternity to watch the Shazam 2 trailer over and over? I don't think so, and I really hope not. There are good trailers out there. Cocaine Bear, Guardians 3, and Creed 3 all have fantastic trailers out that have made me really want to see the movie. I truly think that we're in the best era of movie trailers that we've ever been in, because a lot of companies still haven't embraced Era 4, because a lot of times it doesn't work outside the speculation bubble that the MCU and select other properties are in. Many people, myself included, will probably just go to see new MCU movies solely because the name's attached to them, but other movies still need to sell themselves with a trailer, like Cocaine Bear or Megan, which is good. It keeps this form of art going, and it keeps trailers fun. Usually. Whenever I think of marketing in movies or TV, I think about The Mandalorian, specifically Season 1 and Grogu. Apart from the miracle that is Grogu not leaking ahead of time, he also wasn't in any of the marketing. This could be called traces of Era 4, but I think it's just holding your cards close to the chest. Like, merch wasn't even made ahead of time. That's commitment to keeping a secret. And while the trailer you could call a bit misleading, the show's amazing. I'm not really going to complain. I know that Marvel won't be leaving Era 4 anytime soon. And despite what it may seem based on what I've said, I don't know if that's really a bad thing. If we saw Thanos with all the Infinity Stones in the trailer, I think it takes away from the snap and the tension of the movie and a massive moment for the MCU. But I hope Era 4 doesn't spread much further than Marvel, because I think we need more trailers like Lightyear and like The Rise of Skywalker. Trailers that are better than the movie they're advertising. Thanks for watching.